I wanted to say good morning. Y'all, it's 12:06. So, good afternoon. Time got away from me. And I got a recipe and I was like, I wasn't doing a video today after the day I had yesterday. But it just, I had to do the video because this is part of our supper tonight. And the person that owns the rights to this video said it's best to do it the day before. I'm only going to give it 6 hours. Every time I do a video, I never see a fly. They're like, get ready to do a video. You'd think the only time I cook is when I'm doing a video. That ain't true. He just torments me. But anyhow, I got me a fresh cup of coffee. Y'all, they took my coffee away yesterday. It was almost 3 o'clock before I got to get home and sit down and drink some coffee. But let me just say, I made up for it. They thought they was going to punish me. I made up for it. So, the supper tonight is fajitas. And I'm using the fajita mix from BROUSSARD Homestead. Yes, lovely channel. They've had an Etsy store. Lots of goodies on there. I'll make sure I link their channel and their Etsy store. But guys, they gifted me this. And I always make my own. But when I looked at the ingredients and I smelled this, I was like, whoa. That's in the future menu. Well, tonight's supper is fajitas, but we need a side dish. And that's where I got inspired for the side dish from yesterday. Spending hours at a hospital, getting labs and just junk. Let's just call it junk done. And so that gave me the opportunity to scroll social media. Now, I don't get on Facebook. Most of you that are friends with me on my personal Facebook, y'all know Lippy forgets I even have one. But I was scrolling, you know, had my little earpiece, and I know all of y'all know who Brenda Gann is. That's the most godly lady, loving lady, freaking hilarious lady. Now, she's an old-time cook, okay? Not a lot of spices and all. But, I mean, I forget she's on Facebook. But I'm scrolling. Now, I don't know when she made this. But she made a corn dip. And I was like, oh, I got to try that. Then she said it was in her first cookbook. I was like, well, I got that cookbook. Actually, Wanda over at Deep South Homestead and we were each gifted this cookbook 2 years ago or 3. I don't remember when the cookbook came out, but we were gifted it. I don't remember seeing this in the cookbook, but hey, I do have the cookbook. But it was Miss Brenda Gann's corn dip. Now, I'm going to change it up a little bit. 1, to what we have. 2, kind of to our flavor profile. But as I show you, I'm going to tell you what her original recipe was to what I am changing it to. I'm going to hurt it. I'm getting him today, I promise y'all. But before I drop the camera, I'm going to show you the exact brands I'm using. So you'll know, you can screenshot. But when I drop the camera, we're just going to start mixing it up. But you'll have a visual of the brand. 2 cans of this Mexican corn. Now, this is the Green Giant Steam Crisp Mexican corn. 2 cans. I happen to keep this at the house because, y'all, I like to put this in with my Spanish rice when we're doing enchiladas, if we're doing fajitas, and it's spring, moving into summer, and we use a lot, well, we cook a lot on the grill. I try not to heat up the house as much. So this is what I normally keep around the house. So that was 2 cans. Miss Brenda Gant also uses the green chilies. Now, I use the diced. There again, I keep this on hand. I probably got 10 of these little cans, but that's the green chilies. You're going to need 1 can. She said a cup of mayo. I'm using Blue Plate, but it's a cup of mayo. God dog it. Then she said you will need a cup of sour cream. Well, guess what I have? French, there it is. The Daisy French onion dip, because the grandboys eat this. So I was like, wait a minute. Instead of just sour cream, use the sour cream French onion dip. Okay? 1 cup. Then she said 2 cups of grated cheese. So what did I do? I grated 2 cups of sharp cheddar cheese, which ended up being 1 block. I grated it, so that's 2 cups of cheese. She then said 1 medium green bell. Well, y'all know, if I have the color, I'm going to have the color. This is 1 orange bell. She used 2 seeded jalapenos. I used 3, and I left the seeds in 1. She also used, if I was guessing, 6 or 7 green onions, spring onions, and the white. Well, I'm omitting that because I have the French onion dip. And that's it to this dip. And she said eat it with corn chips. We got that already because that's what the boys eat this dip with. So I was like, okay, this has got to go with our fajitas. So I'm going to drop the camera. We're going to mix it up. We got to get it in the icebox. It's got to marry. And then I'll get this cleaned up, and we've got to get our fajitas marinating. But we're fixing to use leftover meat to make the fajitas. I'll explain when we get to that. But today's a good day. I'm feeling pretty good. So we're going to make the best of this rainy, miserable looking day. But Lippy's going to stay positive as if the sun was shining. So let's make this dip. Okay, in here I've already added my 1 cup of mayo and my 1 cup of French onion dip. Now, she used sour cream. To this is those 2 cans of corn that I drained well, and that 1 can of diced chilies. Perfect. This is really a dump and go. We got the green bell pepper. I mean, yeah, she used green, but we have the orange bell pepper. We've got the jalapenos. I seeded 2, kept seeds in 1. I'm making a mess. Oops. And we have 2 cups of grated cheese. I don't remember what kind of cheese she used. I'm using sharp. Why is that? Because that's what we have on hand. Plus, I like to cook with sharp cheddar. Okay, now, it's just this simple, guys. We got to get this mixed up, and I've got the wrong spoon. Hang on. Hey, guys, I just kind of took a little spoon. I'm fixing to add some Piercing Hot Caribbean Sun hot sauce. Now, these are some good friends of ours, Central Texas Homestead. They have their own hot sauce company. And I believe they have 3 or 4 flavors. This happens to be my favorite. It's a little bit more on the mild side, but it has a good flavor. So I'm going to give this a couple of dashes, not much, but just something to ramp it up a little bit. And there we have it. Y'all, it makes a lot. And she said this will keep up to 2 weeks. Well, y'all know this ain't going to last long when the boys come back this weekend. Now we're going to move to the fajitas. Now, guys, let me give you a little back history. Now, these folks, BROUSSARD Homestead, Brett and Amy, have been good friends of mine a year before I even had a channel, if memory serves me correct. We've been friends. We are now family. And they approached me a few months ago. Oh, it's been a while. And this is I think they have 3 or 4 spices. You know, Miss Lippy, would this bother you, since we're close and we kind of, I don't want to use run in the same circle, but, we have a lot of things in common and a lot of friends and subscribers in common. But we would like to introduce our fajita, our taco, their beausoleil, which is phenomenal, guys. I mean, phenomenal, okay? And I said, you know what? I'll be your biggest supporter. Totally different from what I have. Remember, I have my dad's recipes. So, and I've kind of, as I updated the labels, I've kind of added a few more ingredients to me that kind of blended it perfect. But anyway, I said, go for it, and I'll be your biggest supporter. Guys, I know personally, because I've seen it, they have ingredients, individual ingredients, that they dry, some purchased, yes, but they are blending these and formulating a complete seasoning. They're just not buying a fajita mix and throwing their name on it and saying they made it, okay? Hats off to anyone that does that. I don't know. It puts a sour taste in my mouth when I see, other seasonings, but a lot of times they don't show or share at least them mixing and so forth and so on. I'll leave it like that. But y'all, they get the ingredients, they measure it, they mix it, they package it 100% from start to finish. This is going to be good. So, like I said, I'll leave all their information in the description. Now let's talk about piercing hot sauce. Mr. Mike and Miss Rochelle and their daughter. It's a family business. I've got to get my glasses on. This is their smoky ancho. Buddy loves it. Loves it. Now, I don't like a lot of smoke. This is mild, but I still can taste it. This is also the hot chili sauce. It's Buddy's favorite. But like I said, I'm on bottle number 2 for the Caribbean Sun. There again, this is a family-owned business that starts with the peppers, ferments it, produces it, packages it, and offers it for sale. So I'm going to leave their links in the information or in the description. But guys, there's something to be said. Now, I understand sometimes the sticker shock is, oh my God, and I'll just use me for an example. I don't even know what mine is. Hang on. Like $13 for 7 ounces. That's including shipping. Guys, shipping is just so crazy. But if it means spending a couple of bucks more and knowing that we are working together just like it used to be, mom and pop stores, mom and pop businesses, and not outsourcing across waters, then at the end of the day, we are better. Like I said, yes, it's $1 or $2 more, but we know what we're getting. We're learning the people that we're getting it from, and we're keeping it to these lands, handmade by people, just the way it used to be. And I am all about promoting that, especially when the product is so good. Not that I'm like a food snob, seasoning snob. Well, maybe I am just a little. Yeah, I'm just a food snob and seasoning snob. But when I truly enjoy it, I'm going to share it. And I'm going to be honest, the heat levels, the salt levels. And guys, what I'm going to use today, the fajita, not salty, delicious blend. The hot sauces, amazing. They can climb in heat. And the way I look at it, use little, just a little. But this, I'm not lying, I could drink it. No lie, I could drink it. But, all right, we got to cut up meat. And, oh, I ain't showed y'all what I got. Oh, it's been probably, I got 8 of them. It's been 3-4 months ago. Look what I got in the mail. These little green stick things that hold your bags. What? And they really work. I don't know where my friend got them from, but you can do gallons or you can lower it and do quarts. This, whoever invented it, I could hug them. So that's what we're going to put our meat in. But I'm going to drop the camera and show you the meat that we're using and why I'm calling it leftover. Skinless, boneless piece of chicken. Okay? Breast. Here is a pork chop. We grilled Sunday. This is what was left over. So what am I going to do? We're going to have chicken and pork fajitas. So I will cut now this is on the bone. So I'm just going to follow the cavity around. And I don't know why I didn't get my meat. Now I can work with something. And I'm just going to follow it around this bone. Just like that. I'm kind of off. There we go. Set that to the side. Now I've got a pretty piece of meat. I'm just going to get this piece of fat off. And I'm going to cut it across the grain so it'll be tender. Oh, I forgot to put a wet paper towel. All right, let's get this paper towel laid down. That keeps your board from sliding. Now, guys, you won't see me cutting meat on a wooden board. That's just my preference. But pork and chicken works for me. Okay, I got them all cut up. Paper thin. We're going to add this to our Ziploc bag. Now, let's move to the chicken. Okay, we got our chicken all cut up. Now, let me get all of this cleaned up. Now it says 2 tablespoons fajita seasoning per 1 pound of meat. I'm going to call this 2 pounds. Let me see. About 1.5 pounds, but I'm still going to measure it as if it was 2 pounds. So that's going to be 4 tablespoons. Oh, guys. This, I'm telling you, it's truly amazing stuff. Tell you what, I'll meet in the middle and do 3. Yeah, I'll meet in the middle and do 3. Oh, I see. Looks like dehydrated, I don't know, parsley, maybe oregano. Let me see, what am I? Oregano, okay. I knew I smelled something. This is amazing stuff. Okay, now I'm going to add some olive oil. I'm telling you, I love these things. I may have to add a little bit more oil. You notice I didn't add any water because I wanted to get a good marinade going. And that olive oil and that seasoning will do the trick. Oh yeah, that was plenty. Into the ice box it goes. I'm gonna set it on a plate and we are prepped. The only thing left to do, cut some bell peppers and some onions. Heat up some flour tortillas. Grate some more cheese. And we're off to the races. Fajitas and corn dip. Hello. That screams Taco Tuesday, and today's Wednesday, so, you know, I might be a day late. Probably $1 short too, but we're going to get it done. I'll see y'all in like lots of hours. The stove is set right below high, about a number 9. And if you're wondering what I'm doing, I have some oil, olive oil, on this paper towel. And I'm just rubbing it all the way around. And I'm going to get this skillet very hot. Now, I did let my meat rest about 20 minutes on the counter. And that's where I want it. Now, I'm going to start moving this meat around. It's not going to take long. I'm using a half a lemon. Now you can use lime, but I've got a lemon, so I want to use it. And that's really going to brighten it up, y'all. In goes our 1 red bell pepper and 1 medium yellow sweet onion. I'm going to add a little bit of salt. I'm going to add some of my clucking good. Just a little bit of cumin. And the reason why I added the salt is because I wanted to pull the moisture out of these vegetables. And that's going to help pull up all that goodness at the bottom of this skillet. Now I'm just going to lay this piece of foil over it. I'm not making it tight, but I want to allow a little bit more steam into the pot to guarantee the chicken is cooked thoroughly. Okay, right before we pull it, I only let it go another minute and a half, but right before I pull it, I'm just going to add a couple of drops of tomato base. Now make sure you cook that tomato base down in your well. I've showed y'all this many times. All mixed in. Just that little bit of tomato base, it really brings the flavors together. Back to the well, sitting on high heat. This is just a little bit of water. And that may do it. Let me see. A little bit more. Oh, yeah. Let's get on this side. I want all them bits up. Sitting on high heat, remember? A little bit more, and we're done. Let's turn the heat off the stove and get this plated up. Look at this. And there's Miss Brenda's corn dip with a twist. Y'all, I think this might be one of my favorite dips. Remember I said I was going to do butter, but I didn't tell y'all how. This is a stick of butter. Now, I just nooked it to melt it. I didn't want to pull out the stove again. And I put about a heaping tablespoon of fresh minced garlic. And we scooped that onto our fajitas. And no, I didn't get that fly. So I'm just going to put a little bit of this melted butter. I do believe I heard Mr. Buddy coming in. So perfect timing. It's 5:30. Can't beat the timing. We like to eat between 5:30 and 6. So I am definitely putting a little bit of that butter. Now you could use some lime juice. You could add cilantro. He would love that. Not I. Tastes like dish soap. But it's endless. Mine is just simple meat and onions, bell pepper, and that garlic butter. So we're going to get a bite. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to rip the end off. That way I get meat. Because I just throwed it in there. Here goes. And it's a mess. Oh my God. It's tender. By cooking it on that high heat and paper thin cut, it doesn't get no better. But you know what I'm most excited for is that corn dip. I see a lot of things happening with this corn dip. If it turns out like I think it's going to. Here goes. Y'all. Oh my. Now, I don't know what it tastes like with just sour cream. I use the French onion. Holy cow. Added a little bit of that hot sauce. You know what I'm forgetting? I knew there was missing something. Let's finish the corn. I got to show you what I'm missing. Oh, I knew something was missing. This corn dip. Top 3. Top 3 dips. You know what I bet what you could add to it to really put that Spanish twist on it? Just a little bit of taco seasoning, maybe a little cumin, or just leave it like it is. But I got to go get something out the icebox. Pepper jack cheese. I was like, man, them fajitas are good, but something's missing. Whoops. Yeah, I kind of packed it. I went ahead and just grated a whole block because I'll use this, you know, throughout different things. Kids come, they like quesadillas. So, a little bit more samples happening. I knew I was missing something. All right, let's go again. I always tear the big pieces of the flour tortilla off. Now, you could have put them in a skillet. I do that sometimes, but hey, 15 seconds in the microwave works for Lippy. Here goes. Yes. That's what was missing. Oh. But I like pepper jack cheese. I don't like a yellow cheese much. But y'all know that. To die for. The BROUSSARDs knocked it out the park with their fajita seasoning. And I've had plenty and I've made some many times. And there's something to their blend. It's like no other, y'all. And if I didn't even know them, didn't even know who they was, I'd still be saying the same thing. So I'll leave their information in the description. I'll also leave piercing hot sauce and the YouTube channel to Mr. Mike and Miss Rochelle. This is a joyous day. I mean, I didn't get coffee. I didn't get to eat. I got juice on my hands. Who cares? But I do have to get a drink. Just shoving that food in my mouth. Y'all, I got to make up for yesterday. So, I'm sure I got it all over me. But as always, stay safe, stay well, and God bless. And we'll see y'all Friday night at 6 p.m. Central for a live. Yes, no ball games this Friday. Ball games are tomorrow. So, see you on the next one. Love y'all.